Hello, loves. This is Annette of AnnetteLeonard.com, back with Chronic Wellness. Thank you for joining me. You may be noticing a few changes if you were watching this on video. My wife helped me get my hair dyed. She's very patient with the multi-step process that we're getting better at. And I shaved my head and thought that I was doing it with a guard on today. But when I went my first pass, I was very surprised to find that no, in fact, there was no guard. So I have a very, very short do that my very treated hair is now sticking to like Velcro. The other thing that you may be clocking, depending on how savvy you are about these things, or again, whether you're watching on video, is that I'm wearing some makeup. I'm wearing all the way down to a little bit of false eyelashes and red lipstick. Because, friends, I dress for the way I want to feel, not for the way that I actually do. Not 100% of the time, but especially if I'm going out into the world. And today I do not feel particularly well. And I had a hard day being a professional patient. But before I tell you any more about that, I want to give a big shout out and happy birthday to Cheryl Carson. Thank you so much for tuning in and your contributions and comments on my channel. I also want to thank BH for all your engaging comments. I'm so grateful. I have two new subscribers, Jessica A. and Noelle Quigley. Thank you for subscribing. And anybody watching or listening for the first time, please consider subscribing. But whether or not you subscribe, leave a comment, ask a question, engage with me. I am alone in my house too. And your participation, knowing that these videos are things that matter to you, or that I can make content tailored to things that matter to you, matters to me. So I am going to talk again today about why I call this chronic wellness and what the mission of these videos, this podcast, is for me. And that's about the fact that whether or not I appear so today, I have numerous chronic, crippling, debilitating, life-altering diseases that changed the course of my future and my life, that are still changing the course of my future and my life, that have brought me to my knees, literally and metaphorically, and have left me a shell of the person I once was. And sometimes it's so hard to deal with that I wish I weren't here. I struggle with depression. I struggle with questions of how and whether to treat these illnesses, or to just let them start to consume me to the point that I need to be on hospice. And the burden of managing these world, life, body altering diseases can wreck us in all kinds of ways. And in the darkest hours, literally and metaphorically, of my fifth bout with meningitis that was being caused by a medication given to me to try to save my life from the lung disease that was killing me and that had me on the lung transplant list, I was reminded of a hymn that was a favorite of my mother's. And the hymn is, "It is well with my soul." And the first verse and chorus of that hymn says, "When peace like a river ascendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll. Whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to know. It is well with my soul. The words of that hymn and the memory of my mother singing them moves me deeply, obviously, still to this day. And its premise is one that I chase constantly with you here in these videos and podcasts about how, when our bodies are broken, can we find places for our spirits to remain well? How can there be wholeness in the midst of brokenness? How can I remind myself and you, week after week, that I am enough, that you are enough, that there are ways to play the hands that we are dealt that can keep us more buoyant than less. So these are the questions I'm exploring. And today's doctor's appointment that I alluded to was going to the hospital rather than to the surgery center where this began, to begin with a new practitioner getting scans of my external jugular, my carotid artery, my subclavian, and my bicep, to see what of the blood clots that were not able to be removed during last August's procedure still remain. My doctors suspect that the blood thinner they have me on is not doing the trick, is not the right one for me. And unfortunately, what's likely to be the right one for me is one that will require weekly blood draws, weekly doctor's appointments, weekly adjustments of the medication. And that means more exposures at a time when we have a respiratory illness and I have lung disease and I'm immune compromised and immune suppressed. And the reason I got the blood clots was because I was getting a port because my veins are shot. So even a weekly blood draw is not a simple thing. So working to not believe everything I think, working to center myself once again, and practice the things I talk to you about time and time again, getting still, getting quiet, trying to find space on the days I feel well enough to do some things I enjoy. Which today was glamming myself up a bit and coming to talk with you. So, thank you for helping lift my spirits. I hope that you are finding some ways to lift your spirits too. And if there's something you'd like me to speak to or a question you have for me, you can find me here on YouTube. You can find me at my website, AnnetteLeonard.com. You can send me an email there. You can even set up a time to talk to me by phone. So please don't be shy. Reach out, connect, and if you haven't subscribed, I'd be grateful if you would. And until we're together again, may you be well. Sending this like a love letter straight to your heart. See you soon.